Welcome to True North Perspective. My name is Sean. Just before we dive into the content, I want to take a moment to thank everyone that has subscribed to my YouTube channel, that has liked my videos and shared them. It means a lot to me. I also do want to remind you guys very quickly that 50% of all my revenues that are generated from YouTube, from Facebook, from X, or Blue Sky will go straight towards communities in need and charities. So do your part. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get right into the topic. So as you all know, my last video focused on Gaza, and I just wanted to give you a quick update as to what's going on right now. So apart from the fact that there's a lack of food and resources and medical aid, Israel is now targeting hospitals, and they have blocked off the last two functioning hospitals in northern Gaza. So I wanted to very briefly go over the article with you. And so again, this article is available on AP News. It is a great source for breaking news, again, unfiltered, unbiased news. So let's take a quick look here. And it says, two of northern Gaza's last functioning hospitals have been encircled by Israeli troops, preventing anyone from leaving or entering the facilities. Hospital staff and aid groups said this week as Israel pursued its renewed offensive into devastated Palestinian territory. The Indonesian hospital and Al Awada hospital are among the region's only surviving medical centers. Both have come under fire this week, including shelling at Al Awada that happened Wednesday, as the Associated Press spoke to its director on the phone. A third hospital, Kamal Adwan, is out of service, its director said, citing Israeli troops and drones in the vicinity. Israeli authorities issued evacuation orders Friday for large parts of northern Gaza ahead of attacks intended to pressure the Hamas militant groups to release more hostages. New evacuation orders followed Tuesday. All three hospitals and three primary healthcare centers are within the evacuation zone. Israel has not ordered evacuation of the facilities themselves. Another two hospitals and four primary care centers are within 1,000 meters of the zone. And Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, I apologize if I didn't pronounce the person's name correctly, the Director General of the World Health Organization. Israeli military operations, evacuation orders are stretching the health system beyond the breaking point. So let's just summarize this very, very quickly. There is genocide going on through starvation. So a lot of these, a lot of people in Palestine right now in Gaza have no access to clean drinking water, food, as well as medical supplies. For those that do follow me on X and on YouTube and Facebook, you'll see that I did put up a message asking people to sign a petition. And the petition has to do with 15,000 infants that are on the brink of actually dying because there is not enough food to feed them. I ask you guys, who would be cruel enough to do that? 15,000 infants who have nothing to do with this war are now on the brink of losing their lives. Once again, I repeat the number, 15,000 infants. So if you get an opportunity, please do sign those petitions, and let's push the government to put sanctions on Israel. And I'm going to end here by saying that 20 of Gaza's 36 hospitals remain partially functioning, serving the territory's more than 2 million people amid continued bombing, rising malnutrition rates, and dwindling medical supplies. The WHO said hospitals in northern Gaza are at serious risk of shutting down completely. The United Nations agency has documented nearly 700 attacks on healthcare facilities in Gaza since the start of Israel's 19-month war against the Hamas militant group. So you can see that not only are they committing genocide via starvation, but now they're also restricting and trying to kill off any medical help that these poor Palestinians can get. Okay, and putting the Palestinians on the side right now, putting aside the fact that they're Muslims or whatever religion they might be, the biggest factor here is the innocent children, the infants that are now suffering at the hands of the Israelis, at the hands of the IDF. This is it's unfathomable. It is inconceivable that this is happening, right? So I urge you guys to please sign those petitions, take a look at this article and see for yourselves. Again, this is factual news. I mentioned to you earlier that I do use ground news to bring you the latest breaking news, and this is it right here. So now not only are the Palestinians suffering from injuries from the war, but they also have no resources, and now they can't get any help as well through medically. What are they supposed to do? I also want to turn your attention to one more thing that occurred today. The South African president was in town in U.S., not here in Canada, but in U.S., and he was visiting Donald Trump, and this just really, really irked me. Donald Trump was actually pointing out the genocide that's supposedly occurring in South Africa. He's inventing a genocide when there is a real genocide that is actually occurring right now in Palestine. I wanted to show you this article, and this is the mind-boggling part. Mega supporters are actually happy with this, and look at the comment here by this fellow Joey Menorino. I mean, this is just absolutely bullshit, right? A mega supporter, a guy that thinks President Trump is God, that he's going to save America, blatantly leaves a post on X saying, hey, absolutely massive. Trump's balls are massive, absolutely massive. He's calling out the South African genocide of whites right in front of the president in the Oval Office with the entire U.S. President Corps standing watching. Press corps standing and watching. This is absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at this for a second here. I'm going to play the video for you.
What would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently.
And see for yourself if it isn't.
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are so bad. You're such a bad reporter.
Wow.
This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a response from President Trump?
Your reaction to those videos, Mr. President?
So he's complaining about the fact that a reporter asked him about the $400 million jet that he's receiving from Qatar. And so he's pointing out that he's actually dealing with a genocide that is non-existent genocide of farmers, of white farmers. And you must have heard that too, white farmers in South Africa. It's mind-boggling. Here we have the leader of the free world who has a power, who is very powerful, that can actually help stop the genocide that's occurring in Palestine, has now invented a genocide that is actually not occurring in South Africa. He's also opening up the country, America, to these, South African white farmers. And he is completely ignoring the fact that millions, I should say thousands of people in Palestine are actually now dying, including 15,000 infants who are on the brink of losing their lives to hunger. Guys, the time to stay quiet, the time to, assume that this is normal has gone by. We have to speak up. We have to do something. So please, I ask you, if you get the opportunity, please go on to my Facebook page or X or, Blue Sky and just sign that petition. Help Gaza, help the Palestinians, and don't forget, anytime you like this video, you share this video, you subscribe, it'll help me grow, it'll help me reach out to other communities and to other people. And don't forget, 50% of any revenues that I earn will go straight towards charities and communities in need. And I apologize. This is only my second video, so I did go a little bit fast, and I'm getting better at this. So continue to follow me, continue to share my videos. Stay tuned for the next one because it will drop soon. And don't forget about the Palestinians. Let's all pray that the situation ends quickly and they get help, and that the lives, most importantly, the lives of those 15,000 babies are saved. Once again, I thank you for watching and thank you for joining me here at True North Perspectives. Take care and have a great evening.